In the top stories, Prime Minister Harris leads national delegation at CARICOM heads video conference. U.S. scientists to discuss the COVID-19 Lambda variant with local officials. And Education Ministry hosts discussion on establishment of a National Teaching Council. The details to these stories and more after the break.
In your formative years, we were there. When you got the good news and the bad, we were right there with you. Through all your great adventures, we were always right by your side. Now that life has thrown us a curveball, we are still here. And as we navigate this difficult period, the SKCCU will continue to be there for you and your family to help you through. We will assist you in safely and efficiently accessing your funds through our digital platforms, online banking, mobile banking, ATMs, and even our drive-through services. We can get through this together with responsible financial decisions by making food and medication a priority, practicing proper hygiene, maintaining social distancing, and constant prayer.
We're here for you. We're still here. We will get through this together.
SKCCU will continue to be your financial partner for life.
Use BioCare Lab Strong Ends products to supercharge your hair with deep lasting hydration from nature's most amazing moisturizers, raw moisturizing honey, and conditioning shea butter. These ingredients pull moisture from the hair to boost, strengthen, and restore the oldest and weakest parts of your hair, your ends, helping to keep them stronger. Wow, beautiful hair. Strong Ends. Dry, damaged, breaking hair and no hair growth? Strong ends? Whoa! I'm not cutting this hair for anything. Weak, thinning edges due to weaves and braids. Strong ends? Longer and free of split ends. Get supercharged from roots to end with BioCare Lab Strong Ends Honey and Shea Butter Infused Relaxer and Hair Growth Product. Available retail at CNC Superfoods on the Bay Road and wholesale at CNC Trading on the CAP Southville Industrial Park. Telephone 465-4081.
Trustworthy, secure, reliable, and responsive. These are just some of the words customers use to describe their experience with the Bank of Nevis Limited. And after 35 years of delivering excellent customer service and honoring our corporate social responsibilities in the island of Nevis, we are finally in St. Kitts. Come and experience why we're not just another option. We are the standard. Bond strong.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Major Newscast. I'm Jason Davis. On Monday, Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris led a St. Kitts and Nevis delegation to the 42nd regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community, or CARICOM, held via video conference. The delegation also included Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Mark Brantley, Financial Secretary Hilary Hazel, Permanent Secretaries Kay Bass, Osmond Petty, and Ron Collins, Ambassador His Excellency Sidney Osborne, and Ambassador His Excellency Vance Amory, as well as Samuel Berridge, the Assistant Secretary in St. Kitts and Nevis Regional Integration and Diaspora Unit. The two-day meeting is expected to cover a wide range of issues and matters of regional importance. These include the ongoing political situation in Haiti, updates on the recent volcanic eruption in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as well as flooding in Guyana and Suriname. The CARICOM heads and other delegates will also discuss the current COVID-19 situation and its impact on the economies of the region. Other areas of engagement will include the implementation of the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, advancing the CARICOM Agri-Food Systems Agenda, update on the negotiation of the removal of roaming charges, tax transparency, blacklisting and de-risking, and the establishment of a diplomatic mission of CARICOM in Nairobi, Kenya. A scientist from the United States will be meeting with local health officials later this week to discuss specifics about the Lambda variant of the coronavirus, which has been identified in St. Kitts and Nevis. In an exclusive interview with ZIZ News, Minister of Health, the Honorable Akila Byron Nisbet, outlined some of the topics they'll be addressing.
The whole purpose of the meeting is just so that we can get a better understanding of the Lambda variant that we are dealing with right now in our outbreak, just for us to know what we need to look out for, what are the expectations from this variant, what are the ways in which we can better protect ourselves as the variant continues to spread, what are some of the symptoms that we may not even recognize from before. So it's just about giving our health officials more details that allows us to better be able to handle the current outbreak with the Lambda variant.
Earlier, Medical Chief of Staff at the JNF General Hospital, Dr. Cameron Wilkinson, had stated that the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine offered in the Federation is effective against variant strains of COVID-19. Details about the time and date of the meeting will be confirmed later, and we'll have more information on the findings of that meeting in a subsequent newscast. In other news, the Ministry of Education, through the support of UNESCO, held a virtual meeting on Monday with department heads and other valuable stakeholders to discuss the establishment of a National Teaching Council as part of the professionalization of the teaching force. The virtual meeting continues a series of consultations with the aim of developing a framework and guidelines for the establishment of the National Teaching Council and to produce a draft operational guideline for the Council. According to a statement from the Ministry of Education, the establishment of an NTC will ensure more coherent oversight and regulation of teaching and teacher education within the Federation as it fosters high standards in the teaching profession. Consultations will continue with other stakeholders and teachers in St. Kitts and Nevis. The meeting was chaired by Dr. Tricia Esdale, Senior Assistant Secretary in the Ministry of Education. After the break, Young National leads regional organization encouraging more women in politics, and High Commission praises online module on climate change. Stay with us.
There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit or black cards can do.
Mimi, what's that song?
It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA Value Club Blue Tag specials from July 1st through 14th. Essential everyday apple juices, just $6.99. IGA cans of vegetables, $2.99. IGA peanut butter, creamy and crunchy, $7.99. Almond grease milk, $12.99. Essential everyday bar and shredded cheeses, just $7.99. Wishbone salad dressings, just $8.99. And now our very low weekly value deals. Kraft barbecue sauces, $5.99 each. Essential everyday pastas, $2.99. IGA squeezed ketchup, $3.99. Equaline mouthwash, 1.3 to 1.5 liters, just $9.49. Shop smart, shop value mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras a Value Mart.
Your safety and convenience are most important to us at Flow. That's why we provide many ways for you to keep your account connected, which now includes FastPay, the new convenient payment option on our website. No registration required. Or download the MyFlow app to pay anytime from anywhere on your smartphone or tablet. If you wish to pay your bill in person, feel free to visit any of our fully sanitized branches. Flow is committed to helping you stay connected. Let's do this together.
Welcome back. A young national is leading the Regional Organization of Women in Leadership, or ROWL, and has been entrusted by the U.S. Embassy to Barbados, the Eastern Caribbean, and the OECS U.S. Embassy to coordinate the second cohort of their successful Women in Politics Leadership Institute, or WIPLE, program for 2021. The ROWL team is being led by Desi Brown of St. Kitts as project coordinator. She is supported by women from St. Lucia, Dominica, and Barbados. Earlier this year, the U.S. Embassy announced an open competition for eligible candidates to submit applications to plan and execute the 2021 WIPLE program. The program was conceptualized by the U.S. Embassy in an effort to encourage greater female participation in politics and government throughout the Caribbean. Young women in the Eastern Caribbean are given the opportunity to develop skills to increase their personal involvement in civic participation, including community organizing and elections. As an organization, ROWL seeks to equip women with the necessary training and mentorship to become strategic and resilient global leaders. The second WIPLE cohort is expected to begin on August 16 for the duration of 6 weeks. Minister Councillor in the High Commission of St. Kitts and Nevis in London, Elsa Wilkin-Ambrister, is praising the recently concluded UE online module entitled Caribbean Small States and the Diplomacies of Climate Change Negotiations in Practice. After the conclusion of the three-day event, Ms. Wilkin-Ambrister said, quote, "This training was by far one of the most challenging yet rewarding courses I've attended in a long time. I would recommend this course to anyone preparing to attend the COP26 in Glasgow later this year, or anyone who has an interest in climate change and climate change diplomacy." End quote. The online module was centered on understanding and forming diplomatic relations with regards to climate change. The cohort of participants hailed from Barbados, Guyana, St. Lucia, and St. Kitts and Nevis. The module placed particular attention on the process underway in the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change for addressing global climate change. Participants traced the evolution of the process to date with broad exposure to real-world insights about the actual negotiation dynamics at the relevant meetings. The module took account of the role of climate science and the latest scientific reports on climate change in the context of their impact on the political process. The Diplomatic Academy of the Caribbean is the Caribbean's premier professional development-oriented diplomatic studies center and is an integral part of the University of the West Indies Institute of International Relations, which was established in 2014. In other news, due to the current statutory rules and orders in place which restrict movement, the St. Kitts Electricity Company, or SKELEC's main office, will be closed until the restrictions on movement have been lifted. In a post to their Facebook page, the company stated that bill payments can only be facilitated over the phone, online, or through your bank's online banking portal. For persons who want to make payments online, they can visit SKELEC's bill payment portal at ebiz.skelec.kn. For payments over the phone, persons can call 465-2000 and follow the prompts and ensure that you have your account number and card information ready. For further assistance, you can contact the Customer Service Department at 663-5986 or email customerservice@skelec.kn. In 2 weeks, 3 persons will be taking the top spots in this year's Alliance Francaise French singing competition, winning prizes of $300, $600, and $1,000. ZIZ News spoke with Marie Moncourt, the director of the French institution in St. Kitts, who said that deliberations are now taking place by the jury.
This year, we received 26 applications, 26 candidates who sang and who sent their video. It is actually right now being studied and marked by our jury. Our jury that is composed by 4 persons. We have Miss Grace Richardson, who is a singer-songwriter. We have Mr. Gary Knight, who is a music teacher and musician. We have a French teacher, Ms. Virginie Jouffret, and we have a music producer, Mr. Ethan Bailey. So this jury, composed by these 4 persons, are the ones who will be electing the 3 best performances in each category: the children category, the adolescent category, and the adult category.
26 candidates are vying for the top 3 spots. The announcement of the finalists will be made on Wednesday, and Ms. Moncourt clued us in on the expectation.
So we will publish the name of the 3 finalists for each category on Wednesday, or maybe Wednesday evening, after deliberation of the jury. And with that, we will also inform the Zoom link on that occasion. So we will do a press release, we will inform the media, and we will also put it on the Facebook page of the Alliance Francaise, the Instagram, and also, you can request it to us by calling 667-9019, which is one of the number of the Alliance Francaise.
With a 24-hour lockdown in effect, Ms. Moncourt said they were considering changing the date of the finals, but after deliberations, she said the Alliance Francaise has decided to keep the original date of July 14. Coming up in regional news, residents in St. Lucia pick up the pieces in the wake of Hurricane Elsa. The details when we return.
Yo! You look like the dude who was shopping at furniture and appliances.
See, my friend, you look like you buy something from the Ashley Home Store.
How you know?
Because we get the cashback coupons and the free groceries for a year!
Cashback is back at Horsford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture. Shop now and get a chance to win free groceries for 1 year.
Call or WhatsApp Agility Exports today at 1-246-417-0477 or email us at info@agilityexports.com to get yours now.
Regionally, in St. Lucia, homeowners were taking stock of the property damage caused by the passage of Hurricane Elsa, with some of them barely making out with just the clothes on their back. More in this report.
The devastation caused by Hurricane Elsa was widespread. The winds packed a powerful punch, clearing trees in its path and ripping roofs of houses, sending galvanize floating on gusts of winds. A number of houses in the Tiroche Castries area were damaged by the winds. One victim of the devastation caused by the hurricane, who goes by the name Bianca, details the moments her family of 4 was sent running for their lives as all their worldly possessions lay open by the destruction of Hurricane Elsa.
We was in the house and everything got wet inside of the house. The roof fly, TV got wet, Wi-Fi got wet, and everything, our clothes, everything got wet inside of the house.
Another Tiroche resident paints a vivid picture of the frightening impact of the hurricane.
This is where I live with my grandmother, and I was asleep apparently when they woke me up and told me that, look, the roof was flying.
The longtime resident describes the wreckage as a first of its kind. The resident says he immediately jumped into action to assess the damages.
I ran upstairs to see what was going on, and I saw half of the roof from the kitchen gone already, and my grandmother and them were in distress, so I quickly rushed them out, and then as I rushed them out, the whole roof just gone, whole roof gone. Right now we have just nothing. We have nothing right now there, nothing. Beds, chair, everything we have in the house is gone right now there. So we're asking whichever politicians, whoever is in charge, please come to assist us because we really need help. We have little babies, their children, and also anything that we really need some, because we have right now, the clothes we have on us right now there, that's all we have on us right now. We have nothing on us right now, nothing again, I'm telling you.
The man says swift action was taken to get everyone to safety and a roof over their heads to weather the storm.
I have a newborn right now. They had to rush my newborn and my girlfriend to my cousin's home just to hold on, because the way that was happening there, we couldn't save nothing in the house, I tell you, nothing. How many people live downstairs? Well, it's just myself, my girlfriend, my newborn, and my uncle that stay downstairs. So I don't know where I'm going to sleep tonight with my family right now there, but I know the main thing, once my family is safe, I have nothing to worry about.
One of the places also hard hit was the CDC housing apartments on Jeremy Street in Castries.
Well, obviously there was a lot of wind damage throughout the length and breadth of the country. A lot of reports of a lot of roofs that were damaged, some of the schools, and obviously some of the other public buildings. I mean, I was down by the CDC. We're also doing an assessment on the farming, agriculture, because we're expecting to see some damage in that sector as well. But right now it's just going around to do a very quick assessment that we can meet tomorrow and make sure we can get the resources allocated very quickly, mobilized very quickly, so we can start the cleanup and start moving on.
Many of the less affected families expressed gratitude to have made it out the storm alive, as they now look to pick up the pieces following the destruction of Hurricane Elsa. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.
A 68-year-old Grenadian woman is the first winner of the Government of Grenada Ministry of Health Lucky Vax Draw. More in this GBN News report.
Sandra Booker of Belmont St. George was declared the winner of the draw after officials from the Ministry of Health verified her COVID-19 vaccination details following Wednesday's draw, which was conducted by the National Lotteries Authority under the supervision of experienced auditors, PKF accountants, and business advisors in the presence of health officials. The draw, which took place by computer, had randomly selected Ms. Booker's unique identification number as the winning number. Just over 2 weeks ago, on June 15th, during a post-cabinet briefing, the game of chance was announced by Health Minister Nicholas Steele, who said once vaccinated at any of the stipulated vaccination stations, names were automatically registered and entered for a chance to win, with each dose for a single individual equivalent to 1 ticket. The draw was first scheduled for Sunday, June 27th, 2021, but was later postponed to Wednesday, June 30th. Minister Steele explained why the draw was late.
This is a little more complex than just your regular lotto draw or your raffle draw where persons purchase tickets. So we just needed to make sure that everything was working properly for the official draw, so it took 2 days longer. Well, 3 if you counted today being Wednesday.
During Wednesday's To The Point program, the minister detailed how the draw will be carried out and why the winner will be announced in a private manner, saying the name of the winner will remain confidential.
2 things. One, it's not a name that's coming out of the ballot box, because remember, the list of individuals, it's basically a medical record because you came forward to receive a vaccine. So Lotto gets numbers that correspond to persons' names. Lotto will be drawing one of those numbers, and then the Ministry of Health needs to contact that individual, because not every individual may want their name broadcast. Whereas when you purchase a Lotto ticket, you are purchasing that ticket under certain conditions, that your name, etc., would be released, or that you know that the draw is public, etc. Whereas this is for individuals who came forward to get a vaccine. So we draw anonymously and the person is contacted, and if the person, hopefully the person agrees to, then the name will be made public and you'll see the person out there saying that they have won.
The draw was done as an incentive to get more people vaccinated amid doubts and rumors surrounding the vaccine. Minister Steele dispelled the death-related rumors concerning individuals who have taken the COVID-19 vaccine locally and regionally.
The WHO has certified and approved the vaccine, full stop. We support it. We don't have anybody here in Grenada that has died from taking the vaccine, as I gave the numbers of individuals who have received the vaccine. And throughout the Caribbean, I'm not aware of anyone that has died from the vaccine. I'm aware of many rumors, all sorts of rumors.
Grenada began its vaccination program against the virus on February 12th, and to date, 19,929 citizens have received the first dose, and more than 14,000 are fully vaccinated. For GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Coming up, Amazon founder leaves CEO role after 27 years. International news is next.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy a life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
Internationally, Jeff Bezos stepped down on Monday as the CEO of Amazon.com. Bezos formed the company in his garage, and it began life as an online marketplace for books. But since then, it's expanded into everything from global computer networking to healthcare to space travel. And Bezos has become the world's richest man. Al Jazeera's Shihab Ratansi reports from Washington, D.C.
Jeff Bezos will remain influential at Amazon after he steps down as CEO, becoming the company's executive chair, reportedly focused on which areas Amazon will move into next.
You expect to see Amazon to venture into businesses where they feel like they can disrupt the landscape by being more customer-oriented, customer-focused. So healthcare, education, all these things will be areas where we have lots of pain points.
The world's richest man, Bezos is estimated to make about $2,300 per second, more in 1 week than the median worker at Amazon makes in a year. His $1.6 trillion company paid no federal income tax in 2018, instead receiving a $129 million tax rebate from the government. Bezos and Amazon have become a symbol of 21st century inequality.
A farmer and teacher paying 22%?
Amazon and 90 other major corporations paying zero in federal taxes? I'm going to put an end to that.
But unlike companies such as Facebook, polls show Amazon is trusted by the US public and respected for its competence, even as it's accused of exploiting its workers and having too much power, not just in its ability to squelch all the competition, but as a result of all the information it's able to gather about its customers' habits. One commentator noted, quote, "Jeff Bezos has won capitalism." Whatever the public's feelings about Bezos, his vision is astonishing, as is his desire for Amazon to be incorporated ever more deeply into all aspects of society. But a key question for many has long been, why? What is Bezos' goal? What does he want? Those who have studied him say the answer is nothing less than the human conquest of the universe, his primary ambition since his youth. A former girlfriend once told reporters that it was this that drove him to amass so much wealth. His idol is Captain Picard of Star Trek. Bezos had considered using Picard's catchphrase, "Make it so," as the name for what would become Amazon. Bezos' decision to shave his head has been noted in this context. However, he's yet to outline an Amazon Prime model of human existence in future space colonies.
There's a lot of one-upmanship, if you will, in those kind of super rich billionaires' minds to make the next impact. So space is the next frontier. And so they may be very honestly believing that they can make a greater impact by exploring and contributing to the faster development of humans colonizing or humans exploring and becoming less dependent on the planet.
And Bezos will soon attempt to achieve his goal of space travel.
It's one Earth. I want to go on this flight because it's a thing I've wanted to do all my life.
A petition has attracted tens of thousands of signatures, pleading with him to remain there. But a more realistic goal for those concerned with his so far unchecked power may be the growing bipartisan congressional support in the US for breaking up his empire. Shihab Ratansi, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Security forces in the Philippines are searching for flight data boxes after a military transport plane crashed on a remote island on Sunday. At least 50 people were killed in the country's worst military air disaster in decades. Al Jazeera's Jamila Alandogan reports from Manila.
They answered the call to serve their country, but for many, that service was cut tragically short. 96 people were on board the C-130 aircraft when it crashed in Jolo. More than 80 of them were newly trained soldiers about to report for their tour of duty in one of the most militarized areas in the southern Philippines. The aircraft landed on Sunday afternoon. But as this video shows, it crashed seconds later. Villagers raced to the scene and helped to pull survivors from the burning wreckage. More than 50 people died and 40 others were injured, making it one of the worst military accidents in recent times.
We are determined to find out what really transpired. According to available information, the aircraft followed the specified protocol, approach speed, the landing spot. It followed all those protocol.
The military says the pilots were very experienced and well rated, and the aircraft still had 11,000 flying hours left before it would have been retired. So what caused the plane to overshoot the runway remains for now a mystery. A select group of seasoned pilots will help investigators determine the cause.
The Philippine military had 4 C-130s at its disposal before the crash. 2 of these are undergoing repairs abroad, while the remaining one in Manila has been grounded pending further investigation.
But the process of identifying all those who died may take a few days. The airstrip in Jolo is relatively small compared to other domestic runways. But C-130s have safely landed here for decades, and foul play has been ruled out. It has been a trying time for the Philippine military. There have been 9 recorded crashes in the last year, many of them fatal. But it appears this is a country that doesn't have time to grieve before being hit with another disaster. Jamila Alandogan, Al Jazeera, Manila.
Up next in sport, new sporting events debut at Tokyo Olympics, and Australia fields 472 athletes at upcoming games. Stay tuned.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
First up in sport, sport climbing will make its Olympic debut in Tokyo as one of 5 new events. Among those going to the Games is Britain's Shauna Coxey. Al Jazeera's Niv Barker reports from Sheffield on what it takes to reach the top.
My name is Shauna Coxey and I'm a professional climber, and I'll be competing in sport climbing for the first time, climbing's first time at the Tokyo 2020 Games.
When sport climbing makes its Olympic debut this summer, Shauna Coxey will be reaching for gold. The two-time world champion's been competing since the age of 7.
Climbing at the Games is called sport climbing, and it's a combination of 3 different disciplines, which are speed climbing, self-explanatory, how fast can you get up the wall, bouldering, which you can see a little bit behind us, climbing not too high off the ground above mats, and then also lead climbing, which is clipping a rope in as you climb up, and it's who gets the highest.
The overall winners based on who performs best in all 3 disciplines. It's a full body sport. Legs, core, arms, fingers, everything needs to be strong. But this isn't just about punishing routines. Team Great Britain's approach, before they even get to the wall, is about fun.
If you're in a joyful place and you're happy to just let go and have a go, then it's going to help you on the wall. Because if you're comfortable with pushing your boundaries and feeling a little bit uncomfortable on the floor and learning on the mats, you'll be able to then do that on the climbing wall.
The philosophy behind all of this is about training through play. No stuffy training rituals here. A happy body leads to a happy mind, leads to a happy athlete. This has of course been an unusual year, with athletes from many sports having to adapt their training routines during the pandemic. With climbing centres closed, Shauna used a specially built wall in her own basement.
As athletes, adjusting is something we're familiar with. We adjust to injury, we adjust to changes in events, and that's part of our lives. So in a way, yes, it was surreal to have to adjust, but it's also something that is familiar.
Sport's all about the athlete's personal interaction with the wall, but there's a collective zeal amongst these climbers, a sporting euphoria, even when things go wrong. Getting a competitive edge over her rivals in games where the margins between athletes are minuscule takes Shauna away from the wall to an ice-cold river in the English countryside.
After being indoors in the climbing wall all day, to come out and feel connected with the outdoors again is important.
This is the athlete's place to unwind, focus and prepare body and mind for the lofty heights of the Olympic Games, giving the less athletic amongst us a moment to cool off sore limbs. Niv Barker, Al Jazeera, Sheffield.
Just 18 days before the opening ceremony, and Australia has finalized its team of 472 athletes for the Tokyo Olympics. The team is made up of more women than men and includes the highest ever number of Indigenous athletes. ABC Australia's sport reporter David Mark has the story.
It's been a long time coming, but the moment has finally arrived for Australia's Tokyo Olympians.
I'm enormously proud of this team. It's been challenging for every athlete.
The 472-strong team is the second largest to leave Australian shores, behind the 482 that went to Athens. There are 254 women, the most ever in an overseas Australian Olympic team, and 218 men. 16 team members are Indigenous, again a record number.
Oh, that's the point of the match.
The highest profile of them is Ash Barty, still in the running to win her first Wimbledon title. The youngest Olympian is swimmer Molly O'Callaghan, who's just 17.
Will she hang on? She will. It's a world record.
She's part of the swimming team, which is expected to bring home Australia's biggest haul of medals and includes upcoming stars like Ariane Titmus and Kaylee McEwen. But the AOC won't be making any prediction of how many medals the team will win.
The AOC did walk away from that after Rio. The feedback from the Athletes Commission was that it just wasn't helpful. Athletes put enough pressure on themselves without having us put more pressure on them.
And that's on top of the ever-present threat of COVID.
We're not being complacent about the possibility that there may be COVID-19 circulating in the village.
It means athletes won't be eating in communal areas like the dining hall in the Olympic Village.
The AOC says about 98% of Australian athletes will be vaccinated at the Games, while the overall number of all athletes and officials amongst all countries will be about 84%. That may be some comfort for Tokyo residents as COVID numbers there continue to rise. David Mark, ABC News.
When we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines.
Whether you're at home or abroad, ZIZ's social media platforms help you stay connected with what's going on in St. Kitts and Nevis. Keep up with daily events by liking our Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter at ZBC Online. Like our pictures on Instagram and subscribe to our videos on YouTube. Also, you can watch us live on the ZIZ mobile app and our website, zizonline.com. No matter where you are, ZIZ is just a click away. ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, reaching you wherever you are.
We now wrap up with a recap of the top stories. Prime Minister Harris leads national delegation at CARICOM Heads video conference. U.S. scientists to discuss the COVID-19 Lambda variant with local officials. And Education Ministry hosts discussion on establishment of a National Teaching Council. And that's it for the ZIZ Major Newscast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jason Davis.